she did them, and I was aware she did them, and I just didn't know how to stop her from doing perks, and I kept warning her about fentanyl because I have a lot of friends that lost their kids. So I'm part of that club now. And I used to beg her, and tell her, please stop taking them. You don't know what's in them. In my daughter's case, is she didn't OD. For people that don't know the story, she was murdered by fentanyl. This is a picture of my daughter for the people that never seen her.
And I can't say it enough times. Do not accept anything from anyone you don't know. And even if you do know them, don't accept it unless you know what it is and where it's come from. And
I would say at my worst, I was probably taking between 30, 35, sometimes maybe 40 a day.
If anything, the way I look at it is like Sopranos saved me. When I would think like, man, what are you doing to yourself? It would be a lot easier for me to go like, stop doing this. Look at what your life could be, instead of what a lot of my friends were dealing with. And, I think it's 5 of my friends who I brought to the premieres of The Sopranos are dead now.
I had my own battle with addiction as well. The Vicodin and Percocet, that was the thing. I didn't do heroin, or it wasn't coke or anything else. It was Vicodin and Percocet.
By 2005, I was a full-blown heroin addict and a crack cocaine addict.
And even people with the worst kind of mental illness have a chance if they have the capacity to be honest with themselves. The reality is we've been lying to ourselves with every drink we put in our mouth, or every puff we take, or every pill that we pop, or whatever we're doing. And then we wonder why people get pissed off at us, but we don't see that it's what we're doing. It's not my mother, my father, my brother, my uncle, my sister. No, it's me too.
The consequences are too severe for me. The damage I've done to my health, it's a fucking miracle. Nothing short of a miracle that I am still alive. So, if I can do it, any of you can do it.
When people suffer from alcoholism or drug addiction, there must come a moment when your life totally crashes. For me, that moment came when the pain was too great and the consequences were too profound. Only then did I decide to change. Recovery and sobriety is all about change, and for me, it started when I woke up in a grimy hotel room in a shitty little town in Pennsylvania. And so, if you want a new life and start a new journey of a lifetime, you've come to the right place. You want to drink? That's your business. You want to stop drinking? That's our business. Welcome to Recovery Tube.
Hey guys, here we are. I had to eat a little something after my last show, so sorry I'm a little late, but I was starving. And for those of you who were watching the last show, you know that I just found out I have COVID. So that's kicking my ass a little bit, but it has been for days. I just didn't know what it was. So we could talk about whatever you guys want today. If any of you, of course, there's only 17 people now. I'll say this again as we go, but if anybody wants to hop on the panel and, tell their story, you don't have to show your face or tell us your real name or anything. That would be great. Otherwise, I will take cues from you guys. You tell me what you want to talk about, and that's what we'll talk about. That's it. Jesse Roth, Ham Sammy, Sally. Ham Sammy, have you ever been here for one of our addiction and recovery shows? I'm not sure. Tom Sheehy, War, Michael Hensley, we love you too. The Nick Romano Show, good to see you here, Nick. Nick can bring some comedy relief if things get too depressing. Sally, good afternoon to you. And that's it for now. Not many people. We'll see, as things go, we'll get more and more. Or as things go on, I'm sorry. We'll get more and more people. Anyway, Yeah, I know. Jesse, he leave it to him, man. He is the man. He just, when I was making the intro and telling him about it, he just sent me that. And I listened to it and I was like, this couldn't possibly be more fucking perfect. So that's yet another thing I have to thank the wonderful Don Berlin for. I love that intro. I really do. Because, you know, it shows so many different people from different walks of life talking about, you know, um, issues with addiction, whether, you know, it was their own or someone in their families. You got John A. Light talking about his daughter, Robert Eiler from The Sopranos, and Joe Perino from Sleepers and Power, and a whole bunch of other shit talking about their addictions. Lilo Brancato from A Bronx Tale, you know, his story. I mean, this kid was so bad on drugs that his need for them wound up resulting in the death of a cop, a New York City cop. And it also led to Lilo going to prison for 10 years because of the death of that cop. And there's Kimberly Berlin, you know, counselor extraordinaire. You know, speaking her wise words of wisdom, and me, of course, talking a little bit about myself, and Don just tops it all off. You know, he's the best. No, I know, Nick. I'm just fucking around, bro. Sometimes things get sad in here, though. Yeah, you can get the link. Absolutely, bro. I don't know if you have something to share. I'm assuming you do. That would be fantastic. Let me I don't know if Faris 28 is here, by the way. Faris, last night, I was trying to find Faris's email address in my emails so I could pass my number along to him and stuff. These shows are really important to him. And I see that he sent me on the 2nd of June an Amazon gift card. I didn't even realize it. I never saw the email because I don't check my email very often. So that was awesome of him, and I thank him. Okay, well, give it your best shot. Some college kid took a Percocet. It was fentanyl, killed her. Fucking disgusting. Al Anastasia, hey FBS chat, just checking in, man, letting you know after this month I'll be back as normal, supporting when can, start new employment in July. These A&Rs are great. Thank you, man. And yeah, bro, whatever you could do whenever, it's all good, man. I appreciate you being here. And congrats on your new employment, by the way. Let's see, where's Nick at? I guess this is for both channels right now. I don't know if that's the total amount of viewers we have on both channels. It says 25. I'm not sure. Let's see. I'm going to come on someday, talk about my gambling addiction and pills. Just can't today. Bro, that would be fantastic, Jeffrey. You can get a hold of me, man. You could attempt to email me at fatbalditalian@gmail.com, and we could talk about it first if you want. I'll give you my number. We could set up a specific date for you to do it. Even if it's not on a Wednesday, we could do it any day you want. I'll do a special addiction recovery show. I'm desperate for people to come on and share their stories. I'm curious as to what Nick has to say, though. Maybe Nick, like a lot of us, you know, struggled at some point during his life with drug or alcohol addiction. What's up, Robert B? Good to see you, bro. Glad you're here. 29 people we're at now. These shows used to get a lot more people. We would start off usually with 40 or 50 and end up around 90 or 100. But just like my other channel, you know, views are down. My channel now, I get 150 to 200. Usually I used to get, you know, 250 to 300. So this channel suffered a little bit as well, too. But we'll build that back up. Last time we had like 40, 50 people, so that was good. I guess Nick is getting ready or something. I don't know. I'll tell you one thing. My sobriety is certainly being tested lately. There's no question about that, man. You know, there's a lot of things I can't tell, you guys about. I'd have to tell you in private. And I would, pretty much any of you. I can't say things publicly, but Miss Can't Be Wrong knows. I got a lot going on in my life, man. I've been saying that a lot lately, but I do. And a lot of sick people and stuff. And when you do, man, holy shit. I don't know. It's back in the day, I would have been handling it a lot differently. I'm very grateful for the fact that now I could do it with a clear head. And but I do get scared about, when people start, passing and stuff. I don't know how I'm going to handle it. Beck Brooklyn, what's up, bro? Good to see you. But I could pretty much assure you that it won't be with drugs and alcohol. I just always worry because you never know. Nick, my man, what's up, bro?
Hey, what's up, brother? Can you hear me?
Yeah, look at that tan on you, you filthy son of a bitch.
I didn't want you to think I ghosted you. I was sitting out by my pool and the phone started to heat up. It was like you got to shut it down. My iPhone went dead because of the heat.
Oh,
man.
gotcha.
It's so hot out there. Give me a second. I'm all discombobulated.
Fucking Arizona, bro.
Bro, it's roasting out. Excuse me.
It's crazy. I couldn't handle it.
I just wanted to hop on, man, just to first of all, your shows have been awesome, bro. The last couple of shows. I hope you feel better with the COVID too.
Thank you.
I
man.
feel like shit myself. I just don't want to go to the doctor or all that bullshit.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you.
I probably got it myself. I've been a little like I was getting headaches and like weird shit. There's a lot of allergies though and dust and stuff like that out here, so that's all different. But the shows have been great, man. And with this hits home for me because if anybody's been paying a little bit of attention, like when my father passed away, I was 14. And when all the stuff happened with my big story, that was super difficult for me to deal with because my father died not too long after that. Like this happened in the summer. This happened. Thank you. This happened in the summer of 92, like I said, and he died 3/19 of 93. So I started to mess around a lot, bro. I didn't know how to handle my emotions. It started with weed and alcohol as a young kid, like everybody else kind of starts off. Maybe some people start off with different things. I was smoking weed and drinking and stuff like at a fairly young age, but a little later on, I started to try some different things and experimented with some coke and stuff like that. And it was a lot of not knowing how to deal with, man, that I just lost my father. You know, my uncle got killed a few years later. Well, we have me personally probably have like an addiction type behavior as it is. So like anything, I'm compulsive, and anything that you kind of get into, you could get hooked. And then when you're talking about substances or drugs at whatever age it is, you start to get used to that as a mechanism to cope, to deal with shit. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even like, I had a lot of things happen over the course of my life that you just don't know how to deal with it. I'm going through that now, even just with a little bit of this YouTube and how I threw myself into it. I'm going through tons of different emotions, man. And I don't use drugs anymore. I won't even take blood pressure medicine. I'm against all that shit, bro. I had doctors put me on Xanax for so long, and that stuff was ruining my life, dude. Like,
Oh yeah, bro.
like
Well, I mean,
literally.
I would suggest that you probably take the blood pressure medication.
No,
But
I
yeah,
know.
Xanax and benzos and stuff. Yeah, it's a
You know
fucking
what it is,
nightmare.
bro. I took beta blockers and I did take blood pressure medicine for a little bit, and that had some side effects on me that I noticed
Yeah,
immediately. I don't know if that was going to subside or not, but I'm like, first of all, I feel way more tired. And the doctor's like, well, it's going to slow your heart rate down a bit. I'm like, well, that's a
yeah,
fucking problem because I don't want to feel like I'm like all the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
I mean,
No, I understand.
you know, it's so with stuff like that, though, I've been through those experiences where you have some issues, and I went away to programs, and I was in 2 different ones. So as
Oh,
far as
did
like,
you really?
yeah, I was away, and I thought maybe you didn't catch it, but
Oh, did you
I,
go to Daytop? You were in Daytop, weren't
I
you?
went to Daytop for 16 months for
Oh,
residential, where you go upstate, and then when I came home, I messed up, and they sent me to a place called Dynamite, which was back upstate for another 15 months. So I did like 30 months in those type of programs. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to sit in groups and hear people talk about horrendous, awful things that have happened to them as children, or their parents leave them, or their parents were bad drug addicts. I had some problems, and I really went away more because of also I was like a first time offender, and you know how that goes, bro, with a decent lawyer. They just all want you to say, hey, just say you have this major problem. The judge will send you away to a program so you don't have to go away to
yep.
jail and avoid the record. When you have a good attorney, they try to work that out, and some people are less fortunate, and they get wrapped up in the system right away, and that happened to me. But the drug part, man, I definitely had my issues, and that started to be a problem for me for sure. But when I went away, I seen a whole different side of it, like kids coming to check in that were laying on the floor. Like when I was doing their screenings and stuff, like I got to the point where, you know, I was older in the program. And then sometimes when people come in, you got to go through their stuff and, you know, like do like intake type things for the program. And some of these guys, man, that were coming in like really bad on heroin and kicking heroin, man, you see these guys on the floor for you know, nights in a row, shaking, sweating, throwing up, sick. And I didn't come in like that. But when you know, you start to relate and talk with all these people, man, addiction and all of that, and just having that even type of behavior goes super, super deep, bro, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's you know, it's dealing with loss. It's dealing with your responses to things, your overall attitude. I mean, there's so many things involved. And I mean, when we were up there, everything was structured. You got up mad early in the
Yeah.
morning.
My
They
brother
made
was
you,
in a couple of those
bro,
programs.
they
Yeah.
made you roll all your socks to a certain point, your underwear, your t-shirts. And if the guy came in, or like a counselor came in and was checking your shit, and you know, some of it was loose or a little, you know, sloppy, man, they just rip all the drawers out, throw all your clothes out of the closet, and they'd be like, all right,
Yeah.
now clean everything up. And when you come downstairs for breakfast, when you're done, you're on pot sink duty. You got to go in the pot sink and wash pots and pans after breakfast. That's because your room was a mess. So you know, like they had, it was strict, man. I mean, and it was that it was a learning experience. And one of my friends that's coming on the show with me, we're just working out some scheduling things. He was up there with me, this Russian kid from Brooklyn, and he had like a 25 count indictment and all this stuff, and he went away for like 6-7 years, got his life back. So later on, I'm definitely bringing him on, and I don't want to make this show about that, but it ties in. He was up in this place. That's where we met. So we're going to talk about that a little bit as well. But
That's awesome. I'll watch that.
yeah, man, I just wanted to jump on and say, literally, man, like I know where people are coming from with that aspect. I lost tons of people in my life. I'm the youngest out of 3. So,
Okay.
you know what I mean? And my brothers are literally like 15 and like 15 and like 13 years older than me. So
that makes sense, bro. Because the other day you mentioned your mom's age. I think you said she was 81.
She's
or
80. No. She just turned 83. 83.
Okay, that's why I was like,
Yeah,
because you're my age. You know, my mom's 72, so.
But bro, I was the mistake. My mother always, I joke with my mother. I'm like, I don't, you know, my father got hurt, dude. He broke his leg and he was home for like months. He fell. And I think Pops wanted to fool around at that point. And here goes the result. I'm sitting right here. But I don't think I was planned out. Like I said, my brothers were way older than me, man. So I just came later. But I joke around with my mom about it. My mom's my rock, bro. You want to talk about somebody dealing with 3 brothers and 3 sons like us, and some of the stuff she dealt with in her own family, and my uncle being shot, and she doesn't even like to talk about this stuff. I see the look on her face, and that's why it's tough for me too to do this, because I know she has a kind of predisposition on what this is, and she don't understand that it's not just me. There's 5 million other people that are on here that are doing things like this and speaking like me and talking about stories. But my mom is old school, bro, old school Italian. But getting to my point, she never did a drug or touched a cigarette in her life. Like, she had the type of like mother or parents that were like, my mother was afraid to take a drag of a cigarette. My grandmother would have hit her with a shoe and probably busted her head wide open. Literally. So, you know, when you have that little bit of fear of it, and then she's seen what it did to other people. My mother grew up in Brooklyn. She was a Brooklyn girl her whole life until she moved to Staten Island. So she's seen things, and she knew that, you know, even today, I mean, listen, there's cannabis and people, I know that's a gray area. I had legitimate accidents, bro. Like, I broke 4 parts of my leg. I broke my collarbone. I had tons of accidents where my body's beat up. Like, for me, every now and then, you know, if I'm using some cannabis, I don't let that, you know, escalate. I don't, like I said, I don't do anything else. I don't at all. I don't even drink. I haven't drank in months. So for me, it's like, but that part is more medication type for me with dealing with pain. Because what's my alternative, bro? You're a smart guy. I go to like a pain place, or like my doctor's like, I'll send you to a pain management place. They'll put you on pain medicine. So would I rather go be on that shit or smoke a joint? You know what I mean? Here and there for something that bothers me, whether it's my leg or my back. So, you know, with that stuff, I know that's a gray area, and some people can't do that because that's, again, you know, could take you on a real, you know, long run, and you might not come back. I understand that with people that just have one drink, bro. Like, were you like that yourself? Like, if do you drink anything to nothing today, clean and sober?
Nothing. I won't even take CBD oil. But like you're saying, like marijuana, you know, of course, if you see, you're not in recovery to the point where you want to be completely clean and sober. If you want to be completely clean and sober, marijuana would be a no-no.
Yeah, no, you're right.
If you could smoke a joint to kill your pain rather than go into a pain management clinic,
I have no other choice. I have no other choice, bro. Or it's like, to me, I'm like, it's living in pain, bro. I don't want my back, bro. If I show you my knee, I have a hole in my leg about this big. When I broke my leg, I broke it in 4 different places. It was a compound fracture.
They had to put pins in there?
They popped. No, I was so young that they actually just set it. They left me in a cast for like 2 months. My leg's a little crooked. It's a little bent, to be honest. But they didn't want to do all of that. They didn't, where's my water? They didn't want to do all the pins. They just set it and then stuck it in the cast and left it. But I got a big hole, dude, like this big in my leg. And you talk about arthritis and stuff. I broke my collarbone. I was in a motorcycle accident. So, and then I played football my whole life, bro. Tackle football in the street. I played football with no equipment for years as a kid. We just ran into each other. That shit catches up to you when you start getting in your mid-40s and near 50 and shit like that.
Of course.
You're not a little kid anymore, bro. You can't bounce back. You can't, you know, you can't do all of that shit. So.
Yeah. It's, listen.
But I had tough times, bro. That's why I wanted to jump on and just kind of share it. I relate with people.
Bro, I appreciate you coming on.
I relate with people. That's why I also paid attention to your story in the beginning. And listen, I've been speaking to people myself, and I got nothing but a very good opinion of you right now, bro. That's just
Well,
my
thank you, man.
that's my personal opinion, and I think you're doing awesome with the shows, especially jumping back and forth and doing these. I think these are obviously great for people. I want to promote it on my channel so some people will come over and check this stuff out a lot more, because I know a lot of people, like I said, man, with being in those places, you meet a lot of people, and I was there for 30 something months, bro. And I lived with these guys every day. We ate together. We slept in dorm type rooms. There was 3 or 4 of us sometimes in a room together. So, you get mad close with all these guys. You know what bothered them. You know how their parents were. You know all the shit that they dealt with growing up. And I shared all that shit too. I shared my story about what I went through and how I got in trouble with some wise guys and all of that. All these guys know my story that were away with me. I shared all that stuff in groups years ago, years and years ago. Remember, my shit happened in 92, bro. I was away in these programs. It started in 96 and went all the way to 99. And then I bounced and ended up in Florida in January of 2000. And then that whole escapade started down there. And I had problems down there, man. I ran into people that were party rock stars. I mean, going out all the time, boats, clubs, Miami, bro. I was in South Beach. I'm just starting to post some of those pictures. I'm just starting to find it, bro. I have shoe boxes of pictures. Like, and my friend did those digital cameras that you still have to upload and the USB. And so I'm waiting on a lot of photos, bro. I got tons of pictures. But when I went down there, bro, there was cocaine. Cocaine was like alcohol. It was everywhere.
Yeah.
I got down there in January of 2000. The Chris Paciello, he just got arrested in December of 99. That shit was fresh as hell. The club scene was booming. There was people all over Miami. So as far as that goes, there was anything that you wanted. I mean, and yeah, I had my issues with some stuff. Like I said, I went out, I partied, I used coke before, without a doubt. I've used other drugs, and that was part of the party scene. That was also what I was used to. That's how I went out and enjoyed myself at the time. That's kind of what I did. And a lot of it too, though, man, was dealing with things in the past. When you think about certain stuff, since I've been doing my channel, even, it's like super, you get emotional, bro. I have tons of people that I lost. I'm the youngest. Everybody's gone. My grandparents are gone. All my uncles on my dad's side is gone. All my aunts are gone. I have some cousins and stuff spread out. My godparents I was very close with, and obviously they went back, like I said, all the way to Brooklyn and with all of them guys. And I miss all these people to death, dude. I got me and my brothers. I got my mother. I got a little bit of family left, not much, and the little bit of cousins or some people. You kind of lose touch with everybody, man. When my dad died, a lot of things changed for me too. My dad was the breadwinner of the family. So he went out and made all the money. He took care of us. And that's the way it went back then. My mother stayed home, cooked. We had a house that you could eat off the floors 24 hours a day. My mother was
me too.
My mother used to, like if you have a rake outside, to use like a rake on leaves, like a landscaping rake.
Of course.
When she got a carpet, she used to have a carpet in like a dining room, and then there was a kitchen. We had 3 floors in the house. The house was fairly decent size. But if somebody walked in the living room, like in the dining room, she used to rake the footprints out of the carpet. Like that's how my mother was. Like, you couldn't touch certain things, bro. So that's how she was. But that was what she did. And then she cooked, she cleaned. My grandmother lived on the side of our house. Like, the whole family lived with us. My aunt lived in the basement. We were the typical Italian, Brooklyn, Staten Island family. Everybody kind of lived with us. My grandmother was on the side of my house with my uncle. Me and my family were in the main house. And then later on, we took in my aunt, who was like partially blind. She was in the basement. So there was all of us in that house. And when you start to do some of these stories, especially like I've been doing on obviously the other platforms, it kicks up a lot of emotions, bro. And you're like, sometimes you don't know what to do with that. I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't do anything anymore, but man, sometimes, yeah, you might feel like going to grab something, or you're so worked up, or I thought about it the other day. I'm like, maybe I'll go out for a couple of drinks. I'm like, I don't even drink, even that. Like, I know some people have, everybody has their own issue. For me, it really wasn't the alcohol. Like, if I did have a drink, I get tired, man. If I have 1 or 2 drinks, I want to get something to eat and go to bed. When I was a kid, no, it's different because you're out having 50 drinks, and then, you might throw a little blow in the mix, and now you're trying to even everything out. So, that's different. But for me now, man, it's I find it, that's why I wanted to jump on, just difficult like everybody else. And just, if I can relate to some people and kind of, throw my stuff out there and say, hey, listen, I'm not ashamed of it neither. I used to do some stuff and make mistakes, and I learned from it, and going away to these programs, that helped me a lot. But you also got to be ready, bro. Like, I wasn't ready at all to do that. Like, when I was coming home from some of these places, in my head, I was already thinking about some of the parties that was still going on. Bro, I came home, I was going to Sound Factory every weekend. I got back into that scene. So I was just, even coming home from those programs, I still wasn't ready to pack it in and be like, listen, I'm not going to do anything anymore. You know what I mean? Or I'm not going to go back to touching anything. I just wasn't ready. I was still young, bro. When I came home from the second program I was in, I spent my 21st birthday home. So I was already away at 2 different of these places, bro, but I was still mad young. When I came to Florida, shit was everywhere. Like I said, I was in a
bad place to be if you're trying to stay away from
bro.
drugs.
I was back in the Lion's Den. I went from South Beach was literally, I used to go to Club Level. I used to go to Crowbar. Then I used to go to the Clevelander. Then I used to leave the Clevelander. I used to go to Club Space for after hours. I was in every club down there, like, for a long time. And then I moved out of South Beach, and I was like, this is too much. I ended up going to Fort Lauderdale, and I moved over that way, and it was less, it was still nice. And Fort Lauderdale, there's a lot of beautiful places in South Florida, but Miami was like just way too much, bro. Like, I knew I couldn't stay over there. I'm like, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to end up dead. I'm out partying day and night. I'm waking up at 2 p.m, going to brunch, and then getting ready to go back out and party again. So it was too much going on. And for me, I just moved down there, though. It was also fresh and new. I just moved there, bro. And that was my first time to Florida. I've never been there before. So when I got down there, I was like, I ain't going nowhere. It's 88 degrees. It's fucking mint out. There's women everywhere. There's alcohol on the beach. There was famous people roaming all over Ocean Drive and down on Collins, and forget it, man. So I sure as shit wasn't done yet. I did some of my stuff down there. I did partying and stuff like that. And it's tough, man. It's tough to get out of that, even that lifestyle in general, even if you don't have such a bad addiction problem and you have substances in your life, bro. Sometimes those people, it's even harder. You start to become a functioning addict and you're able to take care of all your shit and you're still using drugs. That's pretty dangerous too.
It's even worse, because you don't have as many reasons to stop.
You don't have
that. Fine.
Exactly. You don't have that crutch or somebody saying, listen, your whole life is falling apart. You got a doctor or a lawyer that's driving a Bentley and the guy sniffs 2 8-balls a week. He's going to say, I'm okay. There's nothing wrong with me. But, there's a lot of people like that.
The lifestyle itself is what keeps a lot of people from getting clean because you don't want to leave that.
Of course. Bro, it's tough. It's tough to socialize and do things that are different. Yep. We all went to clubs or you went to bars. There was always maybe a substance involved. Maybe other people didn't. But for me, there was always something involved to obviously loosen yourself up or, maybe get a little more comfortable. You get your beer muscles or you get your beer confidence, whatever's going on.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you, was there ever a certain drug or even if it was alcohol that really had a hold on you that you thought you really had a fucking problem?
I would say the blow, bro. I would say Coke. I would say Coke. I mean, I was at some point, I would say from about 16, 15. My father died at 14 of March of 93. So I started to experiment and try it a little bit. I had people in the neighborhood that were obviously selling shit. So it was very easy. And before you knew it, my friends were trying it that were a couple years older than me or right in my age group. So yeah, we started trying it at young, and it got a hold of me for sure, man. I was definitely out doing some scores and doing things that I shouldn't have been doing with drugs on my brain, 100%. And with that in mind, like, hey, yeah, so I made a lot of mistakes, dude. And I'm on here too. I keep trying to say that and stress it. I want to be as honest as I can be with everybody. I don't want to, I don't want to hide anything. And I know a lot of people are very private with their lives. I'm trying not to, I'm trying to be as open as I can, bro. I made a lot of mistakes. I had a lot of loss in my life. I definitely messed with drugs, some stuff. Yeah, had a hold of me and all that stuff. So I'm right here, 100% admitting it. And to answer your question, definitely the coke part would have been what had a hold of me. And I mean, I did some other party and like, I tried ecstasy and stuff in the clubs, and I ran around with some girls and did all of that. I mean, I had a blast. I can't, but when it starts to take over your life and it's again, just bad for you in general. I shouldn't say starts to take over your life. Nobody should be using these drugs and doing these kind of things. You should be able to go out and enjoy yourself without that stuff in your life. And if you're addicted to it, then obviously you're getting physically ill or you need it every day to survive. I mean, I did live like that for a few years in Florida where I was doing it. Bro, I was on probation, so you couldn't really do too much because probation was testing me every month. I was placed on drug offender probation. So the judge said, no matter what, this kid has to be tested every 30 days because I violated one time. And the stipulation for them to reinstate me was to bump me up to drug offender probation. So
I lost you. Do you guys hear him? Maybe it's just me. Hold on. Maybe it's my earbuds. Wait.
It's me. It was me, bro. It was me.
Okay.
I'm sorry. But yeah, bro, when I got down to when I keep doing that, I got to get a mouse. I'm gonna kick this computer over one day, and then I'm gonna be like, "Yo, hey guys, it's broken. I'm on my phone now, so we'll get back." But what happened was, I started to do that in Florida, and definitely live that way. But as I was saying, man, if you have a problem with that, and nobody should be experimenting with any of those drugs and stuff, everything out there is bad for you, especially today too. You don't know what you're getting your hands on. You could take something and drop dead in 2 seconds that you thought was completely something else. So,
well, I say, if I ever decide to do coke, if I ever made a conscious decision to do it, I still don't think I would because I'm not risking that shit. You never know.
I'm terrified.
In there, you're dead.
I'm terrified, bro. That would give me anxiety just thinking about that, to go like meet some stranger or be like, hey, I need this, and trust what this guy's giving you. I'm 46 years old. Like I said, man, I'm 45. I'll be 46 in October. But I went through my own struggles, bro, like everybody else, and I did stupid things, and I made a lot of bad choices. Yes, definitely in regards to partying and drugs and the whole lifestyle, whether it was gambling, drugs, but whatever it was, that, once you're wrapped up and caught up in that, that's it, man. You're going to make some bad decisions based on whatever your problem is. And for some people, obviously, it's different drugs or different gambling, or they're addicted to the lifestyle. Bro, you look at some of these guys that were made guys, or these guys that were running around and doing things. A lot of them didn't believe in drugs at all and would stay away from drugs as far as they could, but they were addicted to the life. Some of them were killers and murderers and burying bodies and chopping people up, and they never did a drug in their life. So everybody's got different demons, bro, and different things that are going to haunt them, whether it be drugs or other, other shit.
Yeah.
that's you start to get a little smarter as you get older, bro. And doing this and speaking also to some people like yourself and other people, it allows me to think about things and try to get it out and be open, because I feel like I could be comfortable with some of you guys that I'm actually talking to. You know what I'm saying?
We're a family here, bro.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. Like I said, I've been watching your stuff, and I definitely respect what you're doing with the channel and going into some of those other guys, the Soul Flow room, and listen,
Yeah.
I try to make that as clear as possible too, bro. I don't want to start with this back and forth. I know people have vendettas against each other that go back years that I was nowhere to be found. I'm literally again doing this like 10 or 11 weeks. I think I'm almost at 3 months if I look at my last video, like my first video posted. So I'm way behind the game, and I don't want to jump into that, man. I want to keep my distance as far as I can, because I want to also, there's other people that I might be interested in. I don't want to feel like, hey, I'm jumping in this room, man, and now this guy hates me, or like they did that in Angel's room a bit. And I know you beef with her, or other people beef with her. I was in there 1 or 2 times. I think that Parasite Slayer asshole or whoever is her security over there, like they kind of just kept blocking me or wouldn't let me in the chat. And I'm like, I didn't do nothing to any of those people. I had people coming
That's
over.
How they are, bro. We don't do that to people.
I had people coming over my page telling me like, oh, stay away from this person, stay away from that person. They were giving me like all kinds of different messages. I'm like, yo, I don't need no fucking coaches. I don't need nobody, or I don't need no teammates. If you couldn't tell by now that I'm going to pick and decide who I talk to and when I talk to based on myself, nobody's going to pull my strings. There's no puppet here. So nobody's going to be like, hey, Nick, you should do this. I'm open to people's opinions or ideas, but nobody's ever going to be telling me what to do, how to do it on my channel. You could have 56 guys calling me. That's not happening, because I know once you go that route, and I'm starting to see that with other people now you're in bed with them. You owe them. Now you're almost like, their spokesperson.
You know how it is from the streets, bro.
I'm not doing that. That's not happening. I'm going to remain myself and kind of, be my own person. And like I said, I've been meeting some people that I was hoping I'd meet. I've been talking to some people that I never thought I'd dream of talking about or talking with, even just jumping into this. And I won't mention everybody's name, but I've been in communication with people with emails that said, hey, Nick, I know your family, even from Brooklyn and even back in the day. And couple different people like that lived with my parents, that actually lived like right there with them. So man, that stuff alone is priceless, that I get to talk about my family and reminisce a little bit, even if it does bring up all these emotions. I had an 1.5 hour talk with somebody yesterday, so I don't think he'll mind. I spoke to Bill yesterday for about an 1.5 hours, and me and Bill had a really, really, really good talk. And I'm very excited to look forward to speaking to him some more, because we touched on a lot of things, and I told him a lot about my childhood and some of my stories that I'm talking about. I kind of touched on that with Bill, and Bill has nothing but love for me so far, which I appreciate, and I love him like a brother already just talking to him. The guy's a genuine guy. He's well-spoken, and he obviously was from where I was from, so I feel like I could talk to him for 5 hours on the phone. So
he's the man, bro. I usually talk to him for about 5 hours at a time.
Yeah. He's a dynamite guy. I could tell that. Bill's a definitely good guy. I could tell you are, bro, and a couple other people that I communicate with here and there. But I don't want to also kill your show, bro. You go do your thing. I want to try to get back out to this. I'm gonna go back out to this oven outside for an hour. I'm trying to get as tan as Bill. Now, if Joey, listen, now if Joey Molino will send me the love seat down here we're going to be all good, bro. I'm going to Hollywood. So that's it.
Right.
We got to get everything fixed up, man. And then we're going to be all right.
Well, let me ask you something. Where'd you get those frames? Are those prescription sunglasses?
They're not. They're just regular shades, bro. They're not even something special. They're
okay.
Some cheap glasses. They're no, wait, I'll tell you where I got a deal on them from. They're like some Shady Rays. I seen them online. And I
Shady Rays.
bought a
No, I'm
couple
only
there,
asking because I actually bought a pair of prescription sunglasses the other day, and they just came in today. So I'm gonna rush my ass over
You
there as
could
soon
pick
as the
these
show is over. They
expensive
look
boys up.
exactly like them.
Bro, these are like $49.99, baby. Go online and yo, Shady Rays better give me some money or something for just shouting them out.
Fucking right.
But
All
guys,
right,
yeah,
bro,
listen.
listen.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you, brother. I'm sure I'll see you in the next couple shows and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. Thank you for doing this, bro. This really meant a lot to me.
I'm definitely listen. I'm gonna send my boys and people on my Facebook and all my stuff. I'm gonna tell them about this show. I know a lot of guys that are gonna be interested, and some of the people that come over here, you may be shocked at. You may see some last names and be like, "Holy shit!" I'm gonna send them over here because I know people that'll be interested in this. They may use some different names. But there are people that I grew up with and around, and tons of people that I know, bro, just from being away at these programs. I've been in touch with a lot of my friends from there since I started my YouTube. That's another great thing. Man, I had like 10 or 15 guys that I was in these places with I already spoke to. So that part is awesome too. And I'm going to send them over to you. I'm sure they'll check you out and definitely give you a follow, bro. So
that'd be great, man. I appreciate it. And thank you again for coming on, man.
You got it. Thanks again, guys. I'll see everybody later. Just do me a favor, man. If nobody subscribed to my channel, guys, I'm trying to hit that 1,000 mark. To jump on there and give me a sub, please.
Yeah, definitely, bro. I'll
thanks
make a community post too.
Thanks again, brother. Have a good day, guys.
You too. Peace. All right, that's awesome. See that? I didn't expect that from Nick. That really made this a great show. I think it did. He's a good dude. I believe he is. And we veered off into the mobs tube stuff a little bit, but yeah. I really appreciate him doing that. I wish I had somebody that could do that, with every show. It's great hearing other people's stories. I believe it was Alex in the chat said he can relate to I might not have been Alex, but said that he could relate to Nick completely. I think we all can to some extent. We've all had that part of our lives, but that was great. I want to go. I'm actually going to go back in a minute. I'm going to read. There were some comments I put up on the screen, but I want to read them out loud because I want to respond to them. We got 59 people too right now, so we're not doing bad. We're not doing bad at all. Oh, as far as you coming on here, no, I understand, Alex. Well, listen, God damn it, I keep switching comments. Whenever you feel comfortable, he's doing a plug. I'm going to go back up. Oh. You are now witnessing greatness. You like that, Brooke? That's I was wearing it on the last show too. Yes, absolutely. So let me go back up here. There was some that I really wanted. Beck said something great after, I spoke for a little bit earlier. He said, if I can find it, just bear with me. FBS, in the end, we have to attack life, not let life attack us. 100%. It's true. It's true. That's what we got to do. That's the mindset I'm in now. I like to believe that anything that comes my way, I can overcome it. But, we're never ready for everything. There's going to be things that happen in our lives that we're not prepared for. And as addicts, we have to stay strong and remain steadfast, and refusing to go back to our old ways as a way of coping. You know what I mean? We can't. We just can't handle it that way, because it leads to more chaos and destruction, and it's not going to make anything better because sooner or later you got to sober up and you're going to have to face the shit then anyway. So, oh yeah, war. Yeah, I'm sure, bro. Yes, yeah, this is as far as the BP meds. Yeah, I agree, Miss Campion. I know, I understand he could have side effects. See, for me, it's difficult. I take so many prescriptions for my heart and beta blockers and blood pressure stuff. And, I even if there was side effects, I probably wouldn't even know it. I probably got 18 different side effects from, fucking 9 different prescription medicines going on. I think my whole life might be a side effect. Let me see. I want to get to, there were specific comments. I just have to look through here for them. It sucks when you need what you're addicted to. For me, I just dealt with it, but a lot of people have a hard time trying to navigate pain issues. Oh yeah, and that's one thing. I'm very fortunate that I don't. I've never had to deal with, and I don't really understand. What you guys go through, and I feel terrible for anybody who has to deal with chronic pain. I do. I don't know how they cope with it. That's why I thank my lucky stars every day that I don't wind up with some sort of injury or something that could put me in a situation where, I have 2 options in life, be in excruciating pain or take painkillers, I've had a lot of friends that died because they got addicted to painkillers they were taking for pain for a legitimate reason. And they got cut off eventually and they wound up using street shit and they died, I had 8 times the chance of recovery if I stopped. That's good motivation, but I wish I knew how it had been fucking me up mentally for years. I realize now, but didn't see it before. Oh my God. Yeah. It's kind of like I was saying, we were talking about all this stuff, the way, things I've changed my mind about and shit. It's as you start to think with a clearer mind and you don't have any substances thinking for you. You begin to realize all the damage you've done to yourself and all the damage that was taking place while you were using. Because it's like being in shock. It's like I always say, like being in a car accident. You don't always feel it right away, Quite often the damage we're doing to ourselves doesn't show itself until long after we've stopped doing that damage, Let's see here. Doug said I was an extremely high functioning addict, unfortunately. Yeah, that's oh. Okay, hold on. Alex wants to come on. Let me get down here. Nick Romano's show, $4.99. Thanks for letting me share. No, bro, thanks for sharing. I appreciate you, and thanks for the $4.99. Let me drop the link. Let's see. Excellent. Yeah, I asked Nick about the sunglasses because the other day when I went to get a new pair of these, I went to a couple of different stores just to look for new frames in general. I got my prescription from where I, had my eye exam, and I took it to some other stores and I was looking for, new. I always love getting new glasses. I fucking love it. I've probably had 8 or 9 pairs in the last 3 years, different pairs. Many of which I've never even worn because I don't like the way they look. But I was out and I saw a pair of sunglasses, just like the sunglasses I always wear. And I decided, fuck it. I'll get prescription sunglasses. I never had them. So this morning I got the call that they're in. And, you always want to go pick up your new glasses, but I had 2 shows to do first. So as soon as this show is over, I'm hauling ass. I'm going and picking up my shit. I just hope they fit right because they were a little loose. I know they could tighten them. I always got to have my shit tightened, but we'll see. That's why I asked Nick that. It would have been funny if we had the same pair of fucking prescription sunglasses. Alex may not have ever done this before, so it might take him some time. We'll see here what happens. Love the shirt. You like that, Brooke? I don't even know where I was. Me and Shannon were somewhere and I saw it. I was like, oh, I got to get that. Because I know shit like this for the other shows. It eats people alive. They take it so seriously. Oh, he's the king. Now he's saying he's great. First he says he's the king. Now he's saying you're witnessing greatness every time you watch him. Fucking egotistical motherfucker. Alex, hey buddy.
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Good.
Cool.
You got a little buzzing and some, I don't know if it's feedback or what.
Yeah, you know what? I set this up like, it's pretty bad. I wanted to use my phone, but I can't figure it out. I'm not well prepared. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll be honest, bro. It's pretty hard to hear you at all.
Yeah?
It's very, very low, the volume, and there's a lot of buzzing. I'm not sure what that is.
You know what? I'm gonna fix it and I'll jump on another day.
You sure?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just not, it's all fucked up and everything.
Yeah, I'm just afraid people won't be able to hear you. I can
Yeah,
barely hear you.
yeah, because I had an interesting story, but may as well make it quality.
Yeah, we'd like to be able to hear it. Maybe next time, next Wednesday or something, or
Yeah,
next
good
time we're
idea.
on.
Yeah, I want to do it with the cell phone. Try to figure it out. I guess most people use a cell
Okay.
phone. Yeah,
I
I'm
can't
using
really.
this MacBook. All right, I'll sign off. I'll sign on the next time. All right.
All right. Thanks, Alex.
Talk to you later. Bye.
All right. Bye. Yeah, I heard him say something about using his MacBook. That would probably be better. Did you guys hear that buzzing, or was it just me? He sounds like he speaks perfect English, though. That sucks. I would have loved to have him share today. That would have been great. But hopefully next time. David Lopez, although I have never been a drug or alcoholic addict, but we all have our struggles in one way or another. Congrats to those who are recovering and those who want help. It all begins with a first step. Very true, David Lopez. Very, very true. Is that right, Larry Conti? Thrown out of your group, like you mean like treatment group or recovery? AA or something? Shady Rays owes me 6 pairs for that plug. They owe you a box, bro. A box of Shady Rays sunglasses. Pain meds quickly get immune to it. It becomes easy to justify self-medicating by upping your dose. Staying accountable is the hardest part for sure. Oh, I can only imagine, because I'm assuming pain meds work like every other medication, just like benzos, for example. You could start to go through withdrawal while you're on your normal dose. Like I noticed that, I was on 2 milligrams prescription at one point. I was taking 2 milligrams a day. And maybe, I don't even know, months or maybe a year or so into it, I started feeling like I didn't even realize what it was, but it was like mild symptoms of withdrawal. It was because the dose was not working for me, anymore. It was just, you need more. You have to increase your dosage, or you don't get the same effect. You know what I mean? And your body almost starts to crave more of it. I think your body does. So I would I got my dose. So yeah, but with pain, it's got to be even worse with painkillers, because you're when that stuff starts to wear off and your dose isn't strong enough anymore, the pain is going to get worse and worse, because not only do you have your body pain that you're using the painkillers to deal with, but now the withdrawal from the painkillers or not having a high enough dosage adds to it. That's what I would assume, and it's no good. There's 2 cameras. It's a Chromebook. Does it work with a cell phone? Is this a comment from before you came on? I'm not sure. Yeah, my treatment group I was in, they booted me. That was about 5 years ago. More accepted now, probably since it's legal everywhere. Probably, but they maybe not. Even now after, the fact that they're legalizing it. It depends on your group, I guess. But they probably still wouldn't be too accepting of it. Benzos are the devil. Oh my God, they are. They are. It's the closest thing to alcohol withdrawal you can feel, and alcohol withdrawal is. It's horrific. It's horrific, and the funny part, I look like a douchebag trying to do anything with my right hand. Is that most, even alcoholics, never felt it. They don't understand it, because your average. When I say alcoholic, I'm talking about, like I know a lot of guys, they drink 24 hours a day. I would consider them an alcoholic if they drink that much. They drink beer, yet they function. So anytime you're functioning, like if you're going to work and you're not drinking at work, even that 8 hours a day or whatever it may be, your body recovers a little bit. You know what I mean? And your liver recovers a little bit during those times you're not using. So they don't understand how severe it can get if they if they start drinking more or move on to hard liquor or something, how bad it could really get. Because I told you, I had a friend that used to drink at least a case a day of fucking beer every single day, and he had to go to jail. And when he went to jail, I asked him, bro, aren't you suffering in there? Because I had gone through alcohol withdrawal, and he was like, no, man, I had the sweats for like a week. I was shaking like a motherfucker, and what else did he say? Oh, he's nauseous and vomiting and stuff here and there, but that was it. And I'm like, man, that's mild. That's mild. So it can get bad. It's different when you're a person like anytime I was a severe alcoholic, I wasn't working. Okay. I was either dealing drugs or dealing drugs. Okay. That's how I was living. So I would just drink all day, all fucking day, nonstop, hard liquor. I told you, minimum a fifth to a half a gallon a day, but usually more like a half a gallon a day, every day for years. When you stop something like that, you're on death's door. You in a matter of hours, you could have a seizure or a massive heart attack or stroke that kills you. Like I said, my first time, I was drinking. I was younger then. I'd say a fifth a day of that horse shit that was $5 a fifth. It was called Casser's vodka. It was garbage, and I was drinking one every single day. This is when I weighed, 120 pounds soaking wet, maybe. And then when I went into, cardiac intensive care, I was 112 pounds. I quit that, and within 12 hours, I had a grand mal seizure that put me in critical condition, so. I was taking 0.25 4 times a day for years at first prescribed. That's not bad. That's not bad, 0.25. But even that, you'll get addicted to it. Beantown Patsy, hey buddy, what's going on? Listen, guys, we've been on an hour and 6 minutes now. I have to do some things today. I want to go get my glasses, and I just have some stuff I have to take care of, like I do every day. So I'm going to get going, but I want to thank you all for being here. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, it means the world to me that you attend these shows, and Nick coming on, bro, you have no idea. I can't thank you enough. That was fantastic. You made the show today, just like Damian Knox last week, he made the show. Everybody's heard my bullshit a million times over, but you guys, telling your stories, it's new to everybody, and people need to hear that, Nick. Like, you probably helped some people today, and you might not even realize it. You think you were just talking about your past, but in reality, you were helping people. Same thing with Damian last week. So thank you guys. Thank you. And anybody who wants to come on here and share, just get a hold of me, or just, you could decide mid-show and I'll bring you on. And Alex, hopefully, Alex, next time you can make it on and you can share your story. That would be fantastic. Are you still trying to come on? The big interview starts in less than an hour, guys. What big interview? What are you talking about? Oh, baby A, no, thanks for being here. Is Alex still trying to come on? Oh, you mean for next time? Okay, you're gonna work on it. Okay. FBS will be on tonight after. Oh my God! Don't tell me that. You're telling me the Gotti Jr. podcast thing is tonight? Oh my God! I got shit to fucking do, and now I'm gonna have to be on YouTube for hours tonight. Oh Christ, all fucking mighty! What time does that start exactly? What time is that on? Oh God, I'm not even. I got 4 hours sleep. I have COVID. I'm not set up for this. I'm not ready for this. Oh, fuck me. Thank you, Larry Conti. No vacation for you, big boy. Yeah, none. It starts at 3 p.m. Oh, you might have said something like that earlier, an hour or something. Sorry, my memory. Jesus fucking Christ. At 3 p.m. Okay. So, all right. God almighty. I guess I'll have to listen to this while I'm out. Maybe I'll be back on sooner than I thought. I wonder how long. I think it's an hour and 30 minutes or something, right? Is that what I heard? I don't know. Oh, there's no doubt about it, Beck Brooklyn. Okay. And 45 minutes to set reminder. Peanut. No. Burner. Yeah. Is his name or some shit. I can't though, Alex. It's like, it's like news people, they got to be on top of it. I got to be on top of that shit. Somebody send me the link again real quick, please. I'd appreciate it. All right, guys, I'm out. Listen, everybody, please write down these phone numbers: National Addiction Hotline, Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, and please go to nextdistro.org. Okay, watch a little video, take a little stupid quiz, fill out your information, and get your free Narcan. Carry it with you, have it in your car. You never know when you might have the opportunity to save a life. And if you're ever in that position and you don't have it on you, you'll spend the rest of your life regretting it, even if it was a stranger and you got to watch them die in front of you. So yeah, let that scare you into it. Go to nextdistro.org, get your free Narcan. It's free. It doesn't hurt. You know what I mean? It can't hurt to have it. And that's it, guys. Keep those numbers close by. I'll see you guys later tonight, I guess. All right. Stay strong, stay on your road to recovery. And we'll be back with another one of these next Wednesday at 1:00. I love you all. And until next time, salute.